Hi everybody, my name is Ariana de la Morte, and today I'm going to be playing Vampyr. This game came out in 2018, and whilst I've not played it myself, I have seen other Let's Plays, so I do know the ending for the game, and I do understand the story. What I wanted to do with my Let's Play is to drop in some extra historical tidbits from the era and kind of maybe explain a little bit more of the story that I've seen a lot of people get confused on in their Let's Plays. So without further ado, I'm going to jump in and show you a little bit more. So I did do a test run to see if my computer could handle recording the game. And it does okay, but it is a very old computer. I built this computer in 2012, and this game, as I said, came out in 2018. So I may have to tweak settings as we play through. I'm going to warn you in advance. I do not recommend that you watch this series with young children around. There is some bad language. There's also trigger warnings for suicide, death, and it can be quite a difficult area to play through. We do have to remember that this game was set in 1918, and some of the things that we now see as politically incorrect were at that time going on. So you are going to see and hear some things that maybe you wouldn't necessarily agree with in today's kind of political and moral choices. So be warned, if you do have children around, it does get pretty grisly in places, and there is some foul language. So I thought I'd warn you ahead of time. And the next option we have when we come into the game is how we want to play. And I did toy with the idea of playing story mode, which makes combat easier and is more reliant on it's better suited for those that just really want to play the story. And that is kind of me, but what I don't like about that is that you don't actually get a reward if you get through the entire game without killing a citizen. And that's why I'm going to play on normal mode, because I'm not the most experienced gamer. I tend to play MMORPGs such as Guild Wars and Guild Wars 2. That's my usual game. So I'm going to have a go and see how I enjoy this. So my setup, my keyboard and my mouse are all set up for MMORPG. So it's going to take a little while to get used to everything, but I'm sure it will be super fun because I really love this game from the Let's Plays that I've seen, and I just had to play it myself. So let's get started.
"12 dreams for the Red Queen under crown of stone. 8 voracious beasts born from 8 restless nights. 4 nails piercing the flesh of the sinner. 1 prayer for the summoned, called by this song. 'Tis perhaps the countdown to oblivion for the once proud city of London. 'Tis perchance her inhabitants' last dance alone to face death and pestilence. Confronted by the eerie and unknown, mortals became desperate for answers. A flock's flight makes for an omen, the falling of a star a dire presage. Turning to priests for interpretation when there was no reason to be found. When religion failed, men turned to science. I saw them build such vain cities, crafting machines made for endless war. New questions flourished as old answers withered. What is darkness but lurking sun? What is wall but enslaved stone? What is glass but tortured sand? What is song but a call to arms? What is hate but jilted love? What is life but death pending?
Death. Since the apple was plucked from the sacred tree, Mortality was believed to be God's punishment, a righteous snare to keep mankind from ascending to the stars. They were all so wrong. Death is not a wicked thing, nor some holy retribution. A true punishment would be to never know its sweet kiss. Awaken from the harshness and be born once more.
Okay, so this is now where we start to take control, and the movements are quite annoying initially. The mouse is quite sensitive, so I may have to tweak that how I go.
Thirsty. So thirsty.
So obviously they know each other.
My sweet brother. What have you done?
Mary!
Oh man, can you imagine killing your own sister?
Mary! Hold on! Please, hold on! Oh, God. Oh, no. Mary. No, no.
It looks like the sun is starting to rise in the background. Okay, so there's blood on her lips here.
This horror. It's a nightmare.
Oh dear.
No! Please, a moment, let me explain!
Alright, so I got back into control here. This is where we get to see how sensitive the mouse is for me.
No, don't shoot! This is a nightmare. I need to get out of here.
Okay, so it's not...
This can't be happening. No, please, stop! I mean you no harm.
Definitely getting lighter.
What's going on? Oh, Mary.
What have I done? What's all this about?
Shit, where'd it go?
Now, I can defend myself.
Kill the thing! Over there!
Who are you? Stay back!
Don't let it out for yourself!
Sorry, but you left me no choice. Who are you? Stupid beast! Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out that whole dodge mechanic. Usually play like that, so it's gonna be interesting.
No, please, stop! Who are you? What do you want?
Right button work.
I mean you no harm. I need help.
Die, you fucking leech!
Please, listen to me. I can't make any sense of this.
Shut up, beast!
Who are you? What is this all about? What in God's
I'll do the rest of the job.
Okay, so that is typical vampire lore, so that's nothing new. I do expect things to be different.
Feels like it's burning me to the bone.
Every vampire game tends to have a slightly different take on lore, so it'll be interesting to learn about this game.
I need to find somewhere to hide.
Right now!
Let me go! I need to find shelter.
So out plague time or influenza time.
Is anybody there? What is this place? The place seems abandoned. I should be safe enough here.
Okay, so in quite a few Let's Plays, I've heard people kind of commenting about, oh my god, why are you using an empty bookcase? But what people need to consider is during this particular period, a lot of these bookcases and a lot of furniture was made out of solid wood. So they would have been significantly heavier than, you know, today's flat pack option.
Brother. What have you done?
Mary! Mary! Mary, I'm sorry. Whoever did this to us, I will find them.
Okay, so we have our first collectible, and I'm going to read these if possible. So this is Fire and Sun. Leeches do not fear the sun or fire. They do not burst into flames or ashes. They are caught under the rays of daylight. But it hurts them good, real good. I have personally chained a vampire to a tree to see what would happen when the sun rises. Its skin blackened in a few minutes as if it was burning from the inside. Its eyes and flesh melted, and I saw its unholy bones move and squeal as the beast tried to escape all day long. In the end, only a desiccated corpse remained, which started to slowly regenerate when the sun disappeared behind the horizon. I cut its head off to finally destroy it, and when I tried the same test with fire, the bloody leech never came back from the ashes. Fire is our weapon of choice, brothers. To burn the beast, the best way to kill it for good. From Know Your Enemies by Carl Eldritch, Pre-Wen leader. So we're going to find a lot of things like this, and as I say, I'm going to try and read them all for you. So as you can see, we've got all these different collectibles. I think it's so much. So you'll see a lot of like shining kind of items as we go through the game. Anything that shines like this is usually something that we can loot or collect. But bottle of alcohol.
Wait, this one's dressed up fancy. Let's run through his pockets.
Picking the dead's pockets? Are you serious?
I've still a rent to pay. He's got no more responsibilities. What's this? Gold watch.
Beautiful it is. We fancy it and share the takings. I suppose we are undertakers. Now, give him an Eve.
That's impossible.
Okay, so obviously he's getting flashbacks as to what happened, and certain items are triggering memories for him. I really like these scenes. I think they're really well done. Just a lot of them.
Who goes there? Who's there? Are you referring to me?
No! No! I still have so much to accomplish.
I still have so much left that needs doing.
Another thing I've heard in other Let's Plays is obviously comments about mirror. And whilst in a lot of vampire lore, you kind of hear a lot that, you know, vampires don't normally have a reflection. And I've also heard some stuff about maybe, you know, it was being lazy. Actually, mirrors at this time period were not as pure and as clear as they are today. And obviously the poorer population couldn't afford the really high quality mirrors or materials then. So they used to have substandard to today's level of kind of finish then. So a mirror then would not be what a mirror is today. Killing. Very old British.
Johnny, this one's lost. We need to leave. And now!
No. There's time. I can save him.
That's the enemy coming! The orders are to evacuate the hospital!
Done. He'll live.
And now what?
We fight. Killing is a hell of a lot easier than healing. No, it never got easy.
The bloody diary. 15th of October. Bad sleep. Becky coughed all night. The fever made her delirious. I heard a loud noise in the morning. It's a big machine some men brought by the banks to dig a big hole in the ground. It was some sort of mechanical shovel. Maybe I could go there and ask for some work. Becky needs medicine. 16th of October. I talked to the men with the mechanical shovel. They told me they are digging mass graves all around London. Safety measures, apparently. Is there a new epidemic? Is the flu coming back? They had no work for me. Becky slept a little last night. The foundry has been closed, and there are no more jobs nearby. Okay, so I'm going to preface this with a little historical fact. There were 3 waves to the flu, the Spanish flu. So going by the dates in this would be taking place during the 2nd wave of the Spanish flu or influenza. So I'm guessing that's why he's saying, is this the flu coming back? So yeah, let's carry on. 19th of October. I went to London to find some groceries and drugs. No trains. It took me the whole day to cross the Thames and come back. Becky seemed better. I made a soup. She ate. I found no drugs, only a few syringes and sleeping pills on the black market. We have no money left. Maybe I could go to the Pembroke Hospital tomorrow. But it's so far, and I feel leaving my wife for so long. Another entry on the 19th of October. Becky threw up the meal a few hours after she ate. She is so frail now, it makes me cry. She says she hears voices outside at night. She says she wants to eat. Where would I find meat? Tomorrow I'll barricade the house to protect us from looters. Again, during this period, food was very, very difficult to come by. There were meat-free days, so people would eat more vegetables because there just wasn't the labour due to the war to be able to grow and rear the animals for food. So it was definitely a very difficult time, and meat was quite rare. 21st of October. The men with the mechanical shovel have stopped digging the mass grave. I heard shouts last night, as if they were attacked. Now there are only a few boats throwing bodies day and night into the giant hole. The smell is terrible. We should have left this house a week ago. But Becky, she refuses to leave. She'd rather die, she said, with a nasty smile. Why is she torturing me so? 22nd of October. Becky just attacked me. She jumped on me from the stairs and tried to bite me. I had to smack her, but she smacked me back. I went upstairs and locked myself in the bedroom. Now I can hear her crying and mumbling downstairs. I retrieved the gun I hid in the ceiling since the war to protect the house. Now I'm ready to use it to protect myself from my own wife. 3rd of October. I could not sleep at all. Becky spent the whole night scratching at the door, asking for my help, begging me to let her in. But I was too afraid to open it. I'm just waiting for her to die now. It will not be long. I pray to God it will end soon. 24th of October. I was so hungry, I tried to go downstairs this morning. Becky was sitting in the armchair by the chimney. She was panting like a dog, looking at me without moving, just following me around the room with her eyes. I pointed the gun at her sore face, but she did not react. I could not pull the trigger. I went back to my room. 25th of October. The house is silent, like a tomb. No more noises. Becky is dead now. Forgive me, my love. I was unable to save you. I'll be with you soon enough. Okay. So another thing that I read around the plague and the Spanish flu especially is that there were periods of psychosis where murder and suicides also increased. And it was classed as a symptom of the Spanish flu. So I'm wondering whether that is what's happened to Becky in this case, is that she's just gone crazy with the Spanish flu. Continue.
This makes no sense. None of it. No sense at all. It's a nightmare. That's it. So be it. Rational thinking only.
Okay, so there's absolutely no point in waiting around there. You have to do that. That is how you progress. What a lovely opening screen, though.
This is absolute madness. I've lost touch with the real.
Madness it is, as mad as the moon, obtains blinding sunlight into a glowing reflection.
Okay, so this is the evolution screen, and this is where we get to choose the skills that we want to use throughout the game. Our stamina. So this is a bit of a tutorial as well, so it will explain things on the screen. So obviously the first skill you're going to want in any game, pretty much any game, is a healing skill, and in this game it is autophagy. And it has obviously a wider tree. That. And then it's telling us that we need an aggressive skill up here. So we've got these three to choose from. Myself, I do not really enjoy close combat. I prefer a more ranged approach. And I'm going to go with Shadow Mist. And this is just basically where we're going to start.
Voice in my head. If I'm not mad, then it must belong to the one who made me what I am. I must find him to understand what I have become.
Okay. So now we've got a new quest, is Eternal Thirst, and we have to reach the North Bank. It looks like they found us. Good. And Becky's gone. So she's not here now.
Where is it? It's closed.
Door's now open.
These people want me dead. I need to leave now.
Here's the leech. Here!
So, oh, I love that skill so much.
My head's spinning.
Back in control.
Oi! Come out, you coward!
I'm not going to bother with that door because it's locked. Weapon. Key. Next bit.
I'm still in Southwark. I must reach the West End. Go back home.
Over there!
Okay, so now we get to do stun damage with the stake that we just picked up. And this is where it's going to be interesting because I'm particularly good at close combat, so...
Die, vermin!
Okay, so this is how we get our bites. Oh, that's me pressing the wrong button.
A strength.
So basically what I did there is I used my heal skill because I pressed the button on my mouse. I pressed the number on my mouse. Not ideal.
It's dead, all right. Oh, this one stinks already.
So we've got little symbols here. So he's immune to range,
It's dead, all right.
range, range. Right, we're going to have to get up and personal with these.
Stupid beast!
Every fiber of my being is afire.
I'm not doing so good at this. This is going to be interesting.
I feel like a child learning the limits of my body.
I know that there is another one around. There he is. Oh, and I keep using tab for... So, I've already realized what I'm doing is
I'm not human anymore.
I'm actually clicking the wrong buttons on my mouse because I have an MMORPG mouse. I actually have buttons on the side of my mouse which are linked to numbers. So I'm hitting those instead of just right clicking or left clicking, and ideal. Boot. I didn't. That gate is locked. I'm just doing this because if I remember rightly, there are some places in the game where these do actually hide like loot boxes and stuff. I can see there's a loot over there that I missed. Love that. Now, I need to figure out dodge because I keep like double tapping my forward motion button, which is what it normally is in my RPGs. And yeah, I'm getting myself in a bit of a pickle. And it's got to be something that's easy enough to kind of get on your keyboard, because otherwise it's going to be a nightmare. Look at the map, guys. We've not even scratched the surface. So this Y here is where we have to get to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how to get that dodge. Need it. Ah, there it is. It's spacebar. What an idiot. Even though I've seen this game, I am going to be taking my time when I'm playing through. The quarantine contagious disease. One should enter or leave the quarantine without written of the local health authority. An authorized employee of the shelter shall alter, destroy, or remove this card. Violating this regulation will be fined. Okay, so I'm guessing where they put the ... is where basically there's been damage to that. I can't read it properly. That's fine. Join the ranks. Your king and country need you. Join the British ranks and help the brave lads at the front. So yeah, in this time, the king was George V. So yeah. And obviously World War I was ongoing and had been going for like 5 years by this point.
My poor sister. If only I had controlled my need for blood. Mary, someone will pay for what happened to you. For what happened to us.
Okay.
This is despicable.
I'm gonna eat the rats.
I have this thirst for blood.
I'm sure there's another one. That skill is ace.
The dizziness from the jump. I can now control it.
Door that we should have come through, but it was locked. Lakeland. So for those of you that don't know, there's actually a shop called Lakeland in the UK. It's like a bakery shop. So you buy kind of like cake stands and all the stuff that you use in your kitchen. I wonder if that was a very early Lakeland box. Okay, so my blood bar is now full. Okay.
What will London have to say to me?
Money. I don't think she'll be seeing money, but...
I've so many questions unanswered. Another corpse. Have the very streets of London become a mausoleum? The man has been drained of all blood, but I can still smell the scent of it. I follow the scent's trail. Perhaps it will lead me to my assailant.
Okay.
Fresh blood. The smell is so strong. This is a slaughterhouse.
Yeah, you're not far wrong. That's locked. So if anything is locked, it'll have obviously the padlock and you won't be able to get in. Yeah. There is another one. I'm just going to scoot around, guys, and just go have a look and see down here. Oh, look, it's London Bridge. So yeah, we're definitely... EU. Life saved by efficient medical aid is a blow struck at the flu epidemic. Volunteers make the difference. So yeah, at this particular time, there was no National Health Service in the UK, so medical care was paid for. Okay, let's get back on track.
There is no one in sight.
Oh, I lied, there's an open door. Okay, we can't get in there, it's locked. Handprint.
Where has everyone gone? According to the blood patterns, that's where the victim was attacked. So that must be the killer's trail.
There's loot down there. Gotta go get that. Blood meter's full, so... Okay. Available. Trigger warning for anybody with triggers. The hideouts do have flickering lights. So if we had any bullets that we'd kind of saved, they would be in here, but we don't. So. Crafting. Weapon. Okay. I'm just thinking myself. I have no bullets yet, but this is the bed where we can rest and evolve. Brim. Torn off page of a diary. Looking away when they mock my colour, I hate myself. For crying like a girl when they insult me, I hate myself. For swearing like a boy when they're gone, I hate myself. For hating my parents, I hate myself. For smiling when customers call me Sad Brina, I hate myself. For never finding the courage to tell Tom how I truly feel, I hate myself. Hey. Okay, so we've got a new hint. Is great. You will learn about these in a moment. So yeah, this is basically where you learn hints about the civilians in the district. And the more you know about them, the higher their blood quality is. So it's always really good to try and max out and get all the hints that you possibly can. However, if you make certain choices, you can completely lose hints, which will have a negative impact on the blood quality. So something to be wary of. And we can see that she has a social circle, but we've just not met this person yet. And this is the district view. We are currently in the docks. And this is kind of morbidly funny. I do have a morbid sense of humor, I will warn you. Is that this is actually called the citizen menu. Whereas everything else is just called by what it is. So like the inventory is just inventory. You know, so it's a menu, basically. Your decision to eat them or not kind of plays a part in this. So yeah. Health status is something that we'll have to pay attention to in the future, but it's not really important right now. Mesmerize level, again, this is going to be explained shortly, so I'm not going to focus on it. All right. The turquoise turtle.
At last, a little life.
Yeah, looks a bit grim.
Welcome, sir, to the turquoise turtle. My God, sir, you look like Jonah's whale just spat you out of hell. Can I get you a drink?
No, thank you. I'm not thirsty.
Well, grab a chair and get some rest. This is going to be another long night.
I don't think he serves the drink that we need.
Why is it going to be a long night?
You must be new around here. Don't you know about the murders?
Okay, warning, this game is very dialogue heavy and I will be asking as much as I can from every single person. So yeah, just a warning.
Tell me more about these murders.
Every morning for the last few weeks, bodies have been found. And those poor sods didn't die of flu.
Do the police have any leads on a suspect?
Even before the outbreak, coppers never came round here. We're on our own. People die in these parts all the time, and no one cares.
Okay, so coppers is just a slang term for the police. Can sometimes be abbreviated to cops.
Where am I? Where is this place?
You're at my bar, sir, the Turquoise Turtle. The last ray of light in this dangerous part of town.
Aren't you scared?
Scared of what? All the bad shit happens out on the foggy streets. And I never go outside.
So you're open all night?
Yep. Figured people might need a place to rest in these dark times.
I'm looking for someone who might have passed through here recently. Wondered if you might help.
It's been quiet tonight. The only other person I've seen went straight up to his room. Thought it was kind of rude, actually.
You mean he's still here?
Well, yeah. He paid for the entire week.
If he's paid for the entire week, who is he?
Who is this man? What does he look like?
Well, like a gentleman, I guess. Well-dressed, quite polite. A professor or something fancy like that. Always writing, reading notes.
How long has he been here?
He rented the room a few days ago and didn't say when he'd leave.
Right. I'm gonna need to see him.
I need to meet this man. I have questions.
Just climb the stairs and knock on the first door. I heard him open his window, so I guess he's still awake. And,
Yes?
no funny business. You hear me? This is a respectable establishment.
Good evening, sir. I wondered if I could ask for your help.
Wow, you look like you need a drink.
Yes. I apologize for my outfit. It's been a long night.
Been there, seen that. Don't worry, things can only get worse.
That's optimistic, isn't it? In here.
Has anybody entered the bar recently?
Can't say. Sorry. I spent the night making love to that gorgeous bottle, see?
This is important, sir. Are you sure no one has come in here in the last few hours?
I don't know and I don't care. This is a free country. People still have the right to come and go, don't they?
He's a bit drunk.
What's going on around here? It's like everybody is hiding.
You must be new here. Have you not heard about the murders? Everybody fears the return of the sewer dog.
Good dog.
Who is this sewer dog?
It's the local bogeyman. Convenient answer for every crime that happened for decades. You murdered someone, blame the sewer dog, eh?
You make it sound like it's a fairy tale.
People will always believe in monsters. It's easier than accepting their own darkness. We can all be monsters.
That's true.
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
Hello, sir. Are you all right? Is there any way I can help you?
I don't know. Maybe you could just talk to me.
Maybe you prefer to speak with Tom then. He's more agreeable talking to strangers.
Yeah, well, we're going to ignore what you just said and we're going to ask you questions anyway.
What's going on around here? Where is everyone?
Too many dead, sir. First the epidemic, now all these terrible murders.
The murders. What can you say about them?
Bodies found in the streets every morning. Drained of blood. It's just horrible. Some say the sewer dog is back.
The sewer dog? What's that?
No one knows. People have always disappeared around these parts. The ancients say it's the sewer dog coming out to feed. But now he's killing in the streets.
Okay, so again, ancient is sometimes used to refer to just older people. Like, oh my god, that woman is ancient. Doesn't mean that she's actually ancient, it just means that she's old.
What have you heard about the epidemic?
There's a Spanish flu. Yeah, killed so many last summer. Thought we'd seen the last of it. Dozens dying every week.
Are the authorities doing anything?
Nothing. There are so many quarantine zones in London now. It's gotten really hard to travel across town.
What is this place?
This is Tom's bar, a turquoise turtle. I'm the barmaid here, Sabrina, if you want to know.
Are you always open this late at night?
No, it's only since the epidemic started. Tom thought that people may need a safe place to stay.
You don't seem to have much business. Where is everybody?
Well, most people are sleeping right now. And those that are awake tend to avoid going out. What with the murders and all.
I'm going to say this now, the smoke on that cigarette is actually pretty good.
I just want to talk. I didn't mean to scare you.
I'm not afraid, sir. It's just I've other customers to take care of.
I only see one customer.
Oh. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I best check on them.
I'll leave then. Thank you.
There's gotta be something can be done to get out of this bullshit mess. No?
Oh.
I think I'm losing my mind. I should just run as far away from this place as I can.
It's a good thing you cannot see me now, Mum.
I hope I live long.
This is no place for you. Prewen has several patrols roaming the area.
They do not pursue me.
But they're looking for vampires, and they're most efficient.
They'll not relent until the killer has been identified.
I have a common objective, but I require...
I think someone is eavesdropping.
Are you certain?
Well, we know that whooshing
Might
sound.
as well come in, whoever you are.
Slowly, vampire. Who are you? I mean you no harm, saith the vampire. Present yourself.
I need a word. Anyone?
Well, that's something I can do for you. And who might you be?
So, again, this is kind of based on how you want to play the character. And there isn't a right or wrong answer here, but I'm just going to go with the I don't know, because for me, this character is literally woken up in a mass grave, killed his sister. We know that he's called Jonathan, but we don't know anything else about him. We know he may have some medical experience. So I'm just going to go, I don't know.
I'm not sure that I know anymore.
Might I at least learn the reason of your presence?
That's none of your concern.
Sir, you have entered my room in the middle of the night, pale as a corpse and shaking like a tree. So please, indulge me.
Someone is molesting people. In fact, killing them. Biting them.
The calling card of a vampire. Like you.
Okay. So, again, with this one, doesn't really matter too much. But he does seem to be an expert. He knew we were a vampire and also knows a lot about the Texas murders. So it seems to me that he seems to know a lot more about that than we do.
You seem the expert. How would that be?
I have my secrets, as you have yours.
Then if you are not a vampire, who or what are you?
Dr. Edgar Swansea of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. I'm performing an independent investigation here in an attempt to understand precisely what is going on.
Okay, I do know what the Brotherhood is. I knew about it before the game and before I watched any playthroughs, but that's probably because I'm Welsh. And the Brotherhood of St. Paul stole. While the Brotherhood may not have actually been real, St. Paul stole is definitely real. So let's just ask what the Brotherhood is.
And what exactly is this Brotherhood?
Sir, if the name is not familiar to you, then we shall discuss it another time.
Okay. As I said, I do know what it is, regardless of playing, seeing the playthroughs. So I'm not too worried about that. Let's just ask what he knows.
What have you uncovered concerning the murders?
It started a few nights ago. Rumors of violent murders. The docks have always been, shall we say, somewhat unsavory. But this is different.
How different?
A vampire is at work here. Famished. Reckless. It must be brought to ground, and quickly.
Okay, so we know he was talking to somebody. We just don't know who, so let's try and find out.
I heard another voice, that of a woman. Who were you talking to?
Ridiculous. I've no idea what you're talking about.
Something tells me not to trust you.
Then the feeling is mutual.
Fair point. Okay, so let's help each other then. Okay, that's my thought on this. We're clearly looking for something that's similar.
Then help me find the culprit.
I may. If you'll first tell me why you opened this door.
I followed a trail. The scent of blood from a recent victim. It led me here.
You thought I was your aggressor. That explains a great deal. We're both chasing the same shadow.
Yeah, I think we definitely are.
A shadow, indeed. Yet I heard his voice in my head. There was a moment I believed I was mad.
You should let me handle this affair. You've no idea what you're up against.
No. I will find the monster. He is mine.
How will you do any better than I? But then let me ask you this. What are your intentions if you find the killer?
Okay, so again, this is just depending on how you want to play this character. And I'm going to say that I don't know yet. I don't know whether I want to end him, demand answers. I mean, answers would be great, but can that person even give me the answers I seek? Is it a person? Is it an animal? We don't know. So I don't think we can justify either of the other options the way I want to play this character.
I don't know yet.
Then I can only wish you good hunting. And pray we shall meet again.
Okay, so now we need to go and interrogate the locals.
Swansea is not my attacker. It means somebody else came here tonight. Someone must know something.
Poor Jack. He didn't deserve this.
I think I'm going to talk to Sabrina first.
Evening, sir. Can I help you?
I have a few questions for you.
Well, if you must.
I spoke to Dr. Swansea. He's not the man I'm looking for. Now, I want the truth.
The truth? What do you mean?
I suspect that someone else was here tonight, and I don't think Tom wants to tell me about it.
I'm just the barmaid here, okay? If Tom says you're the only visitor we had, then you're the only visitor we had.
I can feel your fear, madam. Please tell me what's going on.
It's Will. William Bishop. He came in here earlier tonight and he... Well, I thought he was going to clock someone.
Okay, so again, for anybody that's not from the UK and doesn't know the slang, clock literally just means to hit somebody. So yeah. So what happened?
What happened tonight?
He was dead drunk as usual. But my God, his eyes, his face. He must have caught something awful. He shouted and cried. It was terrible.
Okay.
Why are you so afraid?
I mean, his skin, his hands. I scrubbed every glass and every chair that he touched. God, I hope it's not contagious.
Let's
Tell me about this William Bishop.
Will was a sailor who worked at the cannon factory before he lost that job. A nice bloke, really. He's never been violent. Until tonight.
Why keep it a secret? Why not tell me about it?
Tom's nothing if not loyal. After Will lost his job, he offered him one ear. They used to be good mates. But recently, well... Will started to get very aggressive.
I see. Thank you for your candor. I'll be sure to talk to Tom.
Okay, so that's really interesting. So we learned there that William is clearly sick with something. It doesn't sound like influenza. The fact that there's a skin rash. However, the violence side could be attributed to psychosis induced by influenza, which was documented, as I said earlier. So it's going to be interesting, I think, to find out what's going on with this William Bishop.
Hello, sir. May I disturb you again?
You're still ugly as sin.
Thanks. So he has nothing else to say to us. So he was a bit of a waste of time, to be honest.
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
Come on then, Tom, let's have it.
Welcome back. Did you find what you were after?
I can't say I have. Are you sure no one else came into your bar before I arrived?
Hey, I told you, you were the only other stranger I've had.
Okay, so he's being a little bit shady with the truth. So because we unlocked the hint from Sabrina where he said that William and Tom used to be good friends, we've been given this option. So we're now going to get him to reveal something he wouldn't have done if we hadn't have found the hint.
Tom, talk to me about the visit from your old friend, William.
Yes, Will came by tonight, but he's not my friend anymore.
Yeah, so why lie to me?
Why lie to me if he is not your friend?
I didn't lie. I said you were my only unannounced customer, and that's the truth.
And that is the truth. We didn't... Well, we weren't very specific with our question. We didn't ask, who else has been in here, regulars or not. So, who is he?
Who is he?
William. Just an old sailor who loves his gin too much. He worked for years at the canning factory before it closed.
So, how was he tonight?
How was he tonight? Was he different?
Sicker than usual, perhaps. He whined and mumbled about how mean people were to him and how he'd like to talk to me outside, and then he left when I refused.
Okay.
dangerous.
Yeah. Like many drunks, he's all bark and no bite. He can barely stand up most of the time.
I need to find him. It's a matter of urgency. Do you know where he is?
You could try his boat. It's up by the North Pier. He sleeps there when he's too drunk to get home.
Please describe him to me.
What do you expect? He's a tall, sick bastard with a bad rash and torn old clothes. William used to be strong. Now he's a mess.
Thank you, Tom.
If you see him, tell him I don't want him back here unless he cleans up his act, okay?
Okay.
Not long ago, this sort of mess would have given me a laugh.
Oh, and see what we.
I will.
I just cut him off. War munitions volunteers. Britain's working together. Skilled workers in engineering and kindred trades roll today as war munitions volunteers. Support the men at the front with plentiful supply of munitions. You will not suffer in wages. Get into the factory line and feed the firing line. Okay.
We'll get to the bottom of this intrigue. What's been done to me?
Your army needs you. Join at once today. Would you like to know more? Ask at your nearest recruiting office.
To this city.
Okay, so the little balcony there is where Swansea's room was. Okay, so if I just put vampire sense. Okay, and there's footprints leading away from the boat. And as I say, Swansea, his room is just up behind us. And we know that he was speaking to a vampire.
The body is still warm. This man has just been drained of blood. What's this? Some sort of note.
Okay, I want to read that. Pre-went orders, 30th of October. Okay, so this gives us a really good setting as to when this is actually happening and a timeline for, to kind of research on with regards to the actual pandemic. During this time, London was really, really struggling with the epidemic, and a lot of people were dying at this particular time. So it's good to know kind of where we are in relation to the actual timeline, or at least I find it interesting because I have then eyes to an actual physical timeline. It's from G. McCullum to Dock Patrols. The object. Multiple deaths in the Dock region. We believe a nasty leech is involved. Locate the beast, purge it, and quickly. Warning. According to recent reports, this vampire is very violent. Approach with extreme caution. I know we lack men in this part of town, but don't send rookies to investigate the case. If I am correct, we've got a frenzied one killing each night. As always, search abandoned places first, like old houses, basements, sewers, or warehouses. Destroy the Leech brothers.
These men, they're a company of professional vampire hunters.
It sounds that way.
This corpse has been dried of its blood, just like the previous victim. This man was armed. He tried to defend himself.
Yeah, so looking at this, he's got a lot of deep slashes to the face. We know from our first evolution that we could have chosen the claws, and it said in that we could, we would see humans as meat. So, yeah, it is all linking to a vampire at the moment.
Blood and empty gin bottles. This bishop fellow is something of a heavy drinker.
Okay, let's move on.
There are blood splats on the other side of the canal. I must reach that barge.
Whoosh. Just want to check down here. I just immediately. Ooh, okay, what's... Okay, so there is a way to sneak, kind of, but I don't really know how. So, yeah.
Ammunition crate. Good. I may need a lot of bullets. I feel like I'm back on the front line again.
Oh god. Yeah. Oh, they're over there. I'm going to hide behind this because I want to... Oh yeah, well, that's okay. Cool. Wasn't sure if I did. Go in. Just have a look around and see if I can't find any loot. If I can, that'll...
Over there! There's one of them vermin!
Oh, I did it again. So, yeah, basically I hit the wrong button on my mouse. So I hit the number, so I healed. Want to. But it won't. Okay, so this is where it explains the resistance. So melee is the cross swords, then you've got the crosshairs for range, blood, you've got a blood drop, and then shadow is kind of like a face, but with half kind of like pixelated through or lines through. And then the color tells you how resistant they are. So the Pre-Wen Brawler is a level 4. He's resistant, a medium resistance to melee, but he's a high resistance to range. So there's no point in using my gun on him because he's going to be resistant to it. He has no resistance to blood or shadow, and my abyss skill is a shadow skill. So I'm going to try using that first. Oh yeah, that did do quite a lot of damage to it. Blood. Where's he going? Oh man, this is chaos. Right, so yeah, the camera is quite clunky. It spins because you control it with the movements. A cadet. So he's medium resistance to melee. He's very high resistance range. I think.
Don't come closer. It's on top, boys.
There we go. There we go. So, by using the skills that they are least resistant to, I was able to do quite a lot of damage. I mean, like 1 shilling. New practices and new tactics. I know that some of our companions consider that the best advantage we have in our fight against leeches is that they can't go out during the day. Thus, we can hunt them down when they hide, powerless in their sleep. This is a rookie mistake. First, because vampires are clever, and they have countless ruses and tricks to avoid being spotted in their den. Second, because they deploy many deadly traps to kill any intruders in what they consider their most precious sanctuary. It would cost us too much men and too much time to explore and eradicate vampires in their hideouts. The best tactic is to follow and destroy them when they are really vulnerable. When they hunt at night, it is much easier to attack them then, for they can easily be spotted. That is why the Guard of Priwen must evolve and deploy new tactics to hunt leeches. Small and mobile patrols, tactics based on technological advantages, modern communication, that should be. We can learn many things from the war in France. New strategy, new equipment, and new weaponry. Grenades, white phosphorus, ultraviolet light, bulletproof vests, and a flamethrower. It is time for the Guard to embrace the 20th century. From a New War by Jeffrey McCullum, Priwen leader. Do we have it? Loot? You have rats. Lovely. Let's have a snack. Okay, I'm just going to go and unlock this. Okay, so I only have 825 XP, so I really don't see the point in evolving too much. Let's just... I'm just going to check the yard and some more loot. I want it. Any loot?
Fresh blood. The whole building reeks of it. The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
I know which way you'll trust. This is first, you see. I need a drink. I'm so thirsty. With you, William. As one, we shall overcome this. We've done it before. No.
That's a bit ominous, isn't it? Like literally, there's a whole like skeleton and then like corpses all on stakes.
William, please stop.
Okay, so this is a two-handed weapon. Not really sure I want to go down this route. From experience, two-handed weapons tend to be slower and tend to drain stamina, and I don't have a lot of stamina. They do hit really hard, but yeah, I'm a bit cautious about that right now.
This place reeks of bloodshed.
Okay, guys, this is going to be our first boss fight. Definitely. This is like an arena for sure.
Will, please let go of me.
I can't even go into my vampire sense.
Oh my God, William. I can't stand it anymore.
This creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
Yay, we got him. Okay, I was so worried about that fight because I've seen this fight so much and I have seen people die, and I'm still getting used to all the controls, so I'm just like a little bit weary of what's going on. I'm gonna just try and like get as much loot as possible. Okay, so we've got shillings here. Oh, look at this, guys. Like a proper slaughter. And I don't know of any vampires that actually would do this. I mean, not even in their den. You know, because it looks like this is where he's staying. I'll get to you in a second, sir. Looting. Look at it. I mean, yeah, this is a bit excessive for me. There's something else going on because for me, this doesn't scream pure vampire. It's a little bit too much in the way of ripping and defiling of the body. Whereas vampires have a tendency to just drink the blood and leave. They don't tend to do this kind of craziness, but I could be wrong in this world. Oh.
William was an honorable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
I knew him well, another lost soul, a kindred spirit.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
Oh God.
Return to my flock, they'll stray without me.
Oh, and who might you be?
Remember, certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by skull?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you like me? Can you help me?
I believe, sir, I already have.
I like her. I like her a lot.
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders. Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help. Just give me a moment to secure my boat. We can leave this awful place.
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed his drink.
This man requires medical attention. We'll see he gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
There, sir. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me.
Okay, so my feeling so far is that obviously this Dr. Swansea and the female vampire have been watching me since I met with Dr. Swansea initially. So they're aware of me and they kept an eye out because clearly they kind of met up to discuss my meeting Dr. Swansea after I'd left, because the sequence of this is like literally, it hasn't been that long. We've not even rested yet. So he must have hung around somewhere.
This poor creature can't be my maker. Could it be some subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood.
Okay, let's get on the boat.
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? What... Who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal? If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stone, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reid.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reid, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it. I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reid. Marvelous.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word, again. From a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
Of that, you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this affliction.
Dr. Reid, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Okay, so obviously what we didn't know is that Dr. Swansea recognized us when we walked into his room, but he kept that quiet.
Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy?
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reid here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
Oh, well, we scrub up pretty well. I am quite liking the outfit. Okay, so we've got more XP. Let's just have...
Come on, you bastard! You can do better than that! Nah! It's my turn!
Rotten or pristine, each heart contains the seed of life. Drink at this river, try it all.
Okay, that looked like we stumbled in on kind of like a gang fight, maybe?
Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Yeah, okay, so, I don't like this guy, but he should definitely be more polite.
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
Alright, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reid.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Okay, so another explanation on the kind of tutorial. So the blood quality indicates how much XP you will obtain from a particular citizen. The higher the blood quality, the more XP you get. Fair enough. Mesmerize. To drink the blood of your prey, you first need to mesmerize them to lead them out of sight from others. Makes sense. Your mesmerize level must be equal or higher than the citizen's resistance. Press Q to mesmerize Clay. Okay.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
Okay, so I can see trails. Let's. Okay, so I'm really glad it gives you this option because I really don't want to kill anybody as much as I might not like some of the characters. I want to try and be a good doctor, which clearly means do no harm. So in that case, I need to not embrace anybody, aka kill them. So I'm going to release him.
No more. Not tonight. Not like this. I will not take another life.
And that's the key point, is I do not want to embrace anybody. So I'm going to have to be very careful with how I go through the steps. And it is going to make the game harder because the more XP you have, obviously, the more you can level. And yeah, I'm probably going to be under-leveled for a large portion of the game. But that's fine. I will just go around, and if I have to grind out some XP, then so be it. You know, I do that in MMORPGs anyway. So I'm not against just going out and grinding XP from kills or side quests. So yeah. Let's have a little look around in here. Ooh, tiny common handle part. That's everything. Let's see if we can talk to him.
Whoa, I feel giddy.
I bet you do. One, you've got massive blood loss, and two, I mesmerized you.
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go, but no famished hunter can run for long.
Okay, so yeah, that's basically us being told that, you know, our baser instinct is to obviously drink and to citizens. So, yeah, that's what this entity wants us to do, but I don't want to do that. I'm gonna have a little look up here. They're still on the steps. They've moved. Okay. And I love the music in this game. The music is amazing. I don't think there's anything in.
Hurry now, Doctor. It's freezing here.
Okay, so that's Nurse Crane wanting to talk. I'm just going to go over here a second. I want to discuss something. So for me, one thing I instantly noticed when I first watched a playthrough on this was a small coincidence, and I actually quite liked it, is that obviously one of our characters that we've met, he's bound to be a main character. They're setting it up that way, is Dr. Swansea. Swansea is a city in Wales, and Pembroke, or Pembrokeshire, is also in Wales. It's a county in West Wales. So I kind of found it quite interesting that they put the hospital as being the Pembroke, and then they also have an administrator who's called Swansea, and that's a very big link to Wales, which is where I'm from. So that was immediately something that just perked my attention straight away. Perked is probably not the right word, but it definitely got me interested. Now it wants me to enter the Pembroke Hospital, and I think I'm just gonna, I know that I can kind of get away with some liberties here, but I'm just gonna try and do this because I would like to get this episode uploaded. So I'm gonna talk to her.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reid. Your office has been prepared.
Okay, another thing I noticed, again, as I've said multiple times, I have seen this game, so I do know where this is going. But when I first watched a playthrough of this, I noticed how this nurse's accent didn't necessarily link with her name. So I'm thinking that maybe she just anglicized it, because her accent is definitely not a British accent at all. So it's very possible that she is an immigrant, and in order for people to get her name right, she just changed it. It's still a very common thing to do now, especially if the name is a little bit more complicated. Although, personally, I quite enjoy learning other people's languages and names, so I have no issue with that. But I'm just thinking that could explain the difference in name v accent for this character.
I would like to ask a few questions first.
Okay, so yeah, I definitely want to know how Mr. Hampton is, because obviously we brought him here and he looked pretty rough.
And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
Yeah, he definitely knows me more than I know him.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
I kind of wish she'd wash her hands, though.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
Okay, so let's find out where my room is.
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Okay.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Hospital full. Due to the influenza, this hospital can no longer take any patient. Hospital full. Please go back home. Okay. All right, I'm just going to go find my room because I want to get this uploaded, and then we...
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
And we can go and explore in the next video. Okay, this is where it gets confusing, guys, because I am obviously British. We label our floors differently. So the first floor for us would be 1. ground floor. And then this would be the second floor. But in this game, it's the opposite way around. So this down here is the first floor. And second floor. So yeah, a lot of people got really confused because obviously different countries lay out their floors differently. So I'm just gonna look. Okay, so you used hacksaw. We'll have a look at that in the next episode. Oh, medical file. Read this quickly. P. Elwood's medical file. Patient Thomas Elwood, male, age 28. Followed by Dr. Tippett. Status convalescence. Date of admission September 16th. We're in October now, so it's been in here about a month. Date of release to be determined. Notes. Patient's face has been heavily burnt and disfigured by a bomb during the war. Even with the use of the strongest sedative, he affirms to regularly endure severe pain from the wounds, as if the flames are still burning under the skin, he says. Examination of the cicatrized tissue show no trace of inflammation, infection, or swelling. Scars are clean. Could it be a case of persisting nerve damage? The patient never ceases to blame himself for his disfiguration. Could it be a case of guilt of the survivor? Phantom pain manifesting as a punishment for not dying with his comrades. Okay. Yeah. So in cases where there's been major damage to any area of the body, it is possible for the nerves to be damaged. So yeah, that's definitely a potential cause of it. And then of course you've got the mental aspect of potential survivor's guilt. So this guy seems interesting. And we do have that as a new hint for it. And really, I can't help myself. Once I start looking for stuff, But this is our office?
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
Fair point. Okay, so I'm going to also preface this by saying that this is just the base game. I don't have the DLC. So, basically this, if you had the DLC, this locker would have another outfit for you to change into, but I'm not really interested. Okay, article on Ekon. It is a rare opportunity and almost a privilege to approach a vampire, to observe their most intriguing physical and psychological traits with a scientific and rational eye. Here are some of the most fascinating abilities I've personally observed over the last 10 years while interviewing a few vampires, or Ekons, as they prefer to call themselves. Supernatural speed. A vampire can act and move like a mortal in all his actions, but the trained eye will spot that they have the keenest senses and can react quicker than any mortal. On a few occasions, alarm, surprise, necessity to flee, I have seen a vampire move so quickly it's almost as if he vanished, just to reappear somewhere else. The human eye cannot follow their movements when they act so quickly, but it is not like a teleport or dematerialization. It is only a supernatural speed for me. For me, it is a cat-like attribute which allows them to run, dodge, or jump longer and faster than us. I also notice that such speed seems to exhaust them, and they are bound to physical limitation. Mesmerism. One of the most powerful abilities a vampire can deploy is the capacity to force a mortal to obey them. I call this trait mesmerism. but it has nothing to do with a mortal ability to alter a subject's mental state. A vampire can bend a mortal to their will and can even break a mind. Okay. A vampire I interviewed even told me that the more a subject tries to resist, the more permanent the damage will be, as if a vampire could literally fracture their target's psyche. The same vampire explained to me that this ability required time to master, and that the result could vary wildly from one subject to another. Implant a false memory, erase a painful one. The possibilities are endless and frightening. Blood awareness. This may be the most catastrophic capability of all concerning vampires, since it is the cause of so many tragedies for them and us. Vampires crave blood. They must use their will to restrain themselves from frenziedly drinking every drop of blood they can see. They need blood to function and express their full supernatural traits. A famished vampire can be very weak, even if he cannot die of hunger or thirst. This urge, this need for blood, may explain why a vampire is so aroused by it. A vampire confessed to me that blood could sometimes blind him, since its smell and attractiveness can be so strong. When he focuses, a vampire can almost see blood all around them, inside warm bodies, through walls, on a supposedly clean weapon, etc. The same vampire even told me that he can see if a mortal has clean blood or is ill, and that in some cases he can even sense diseases, infected clothes, or even items in a room. If this is true, it could have so many medical applications. It's almost beggars belief. Very interesting. So when we come to this table, we need to analyze some samples. So this is the one we picked up from William Bishop. So let's look at that. Okay, and that's given us some serums that we can... I don't really want to do that. I'm going to look at this. So at the minute, we only have 3 treatments available to us, which is fatigue, anemia, and treatments for sepsis. And we need to have certain amounts of ingredients to craft them. So yeah, we'll get onto that. And then serum just is kind of like a healing potion or a stamina regen.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
I really love the skeleton by the bed. And I'm not going to lie, that would totally be. So I'm going to sleep. And I'm going to have a quick look. Now, I definitely would like to increase my stamina. My health. So, how much does that need? That needs 300. That needs 300. Okay, so I'm going to just go up another level with these as well. Again. I'm pretty sure I can't do anything else. So I'm just going to confirm that and sleep.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
Okay, I'm going to leave it there for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. Do let me know if you would like to see me record all the side quests or whether you just want me to record the main story. I'd be really interested to know what you'd like to see, because obviously I will be playing this game quite a lot, but it's going to be on a kind of as and when basis around work and other commitments. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and do leave a comment.